Hey, this is Notser, and this is the German destroyers. The German destroyers were. This is the public test server. The German destroyers are coming soon. We can't talk about the stats, but we can show off the model in great detail. Now, you might have seen screenshots. Screenshots. Who cares about screenshots? We're going to show you the full in color model, and we're going to start with the V25. The V25 is, of course, the Tier 2, and let's just do a turntable style. Now you notice the V launchers. It is sort of Japanese in its front nose, which I kind of like. I think that's pretty cool. But the V launchers is very interesting. I don't know how viable that really is, and look how low to the ground it is, or low to the water it is. It makes me question how easy this is going to be to hit. It's going to be a difficult shot, I think. But it looks pretty cool. And it's got that iconic German boats, the white with the red. And it's got, of course, the German flag. So the V25 looks pretty cool. Stats are completely hidden. You can go online and look them up. I cannot, however, since I am a community contributor, I can only show you basically what you can see with your own eyes if you go into the public test server. So let's go to the next one, the G101. This is the Tier 3 German destroyer. And the Tier 3 German destroyer is sort of a cruiser. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 guns, 4 guns. It's got the V launchers again, basically the exact same torpedo loadout. It appears as the Tier 2, maybe a faster rearm. Maybe a longer range. I don't really know. I'm going to assume it's probably 6 kilometers because most German torpedoes are 6 kilometers. But this reads such as a cruiser, doesn't it? It just reads like a cruiser. It's very utilitarian. It doesn't look like a destroyer. Does it even have launchers for submarines? Maybe. I don't really know. It's got a significant amount of rigging, but nothing too crazy, right? Nothing too crazy. So that's the Tier 3, the G101. Next up, we have the V170. V170. This does also read somewhat as a cruiser. And let's just start here. Looks like they actually have some more drum launchers for the submarines that they would have to deal with. And we're going to do a little rotate around. It's got 1, 2, 3 guns in this setup. Maybe the upgraded hull has 4 guns. I almost missed that one. 4 guns. Again, it has the weird V-shape launchers that don't really have a good utility. The space that they take up, you could probably have a 4 launcher, right? It's like 2, which is better, 2 or 4? That's usually the disagreement. And it doesn't look like the command tower is actually, it's not a room. It's open air. Interesting. I can see through it. It looks kind of cool. This is, it's just another mini cruiser-esque destroyer to me. It doesn't really read as a destroyer. Next up is the T22. This is the one that it's got some character. Yeah, that's it. It's got some character. I've heard it described as an elongated tugboat, and I believe it. It definitely does have those lines that you read as a tugboat. So we'll start at the back, which is completely flat. Looks like they have rail systems to move some canisters out for anti-sub work, which is good, of course. The gun systems actually have armor. The turrets are protected. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4 gun turrets again. And this time you have 9 launchers. They got rid of the V. Thank you. And we just have 6, actually. Where did I get 9 from? But yeah, 6 torpedoes, 4 guns, and a really blocky command tower. That is going to be so easy to fire at. Shoot this. Shoot that area a lot. And it just looks massive, doesn't it? It doesn't read as a destroyer yet. They're still in this phase where they're trying to figure out what it's supposed to be. And that was the T22. which is a Tier 5. At Tier 5, you have the Menekaze, you have the Gnevny, and you also have the Nicholas. And I honestly, all of those are pretty destroyer-like. For Tier 6, we're going to get the Ernst Geda. Ernst Geda. Sorry. Geda. Ernst Geda. It has 1, 2, 3 guns, 4 guns, 4 guns again, 6 torpedoes. 4 guns, 6 torpedoes, more AA protection. It has a full-size boat, which is always cool. Very German. Has a flat back. Again, has some rails to move some anti-submarine to the back of the ship, which is always good if there were submarines in the game. And let's just do a 3/4. It's looking more like a destroyer. It definitely looks more like a destroyer. I like the lines. I think it looks pretty cool. Command tower's not too big. The smokestack is massive, of course. And it looks great. I like this one. This one feels good. It has good lines, good destroyer lines. I'm really excited to play them. Once again, can't see any of the stats. They are completely hidden. Ooh, this can do the 150mm guns, though. Interesting. For the Tier 7, we have the Liebereich Maas. It is the Tier 7. Yes, Tier 7 destroyer. It does not have the 150mm guns. It has 128, which is about pretty much average. I'm going to do the 3/4. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 guns, 5 guns. 5 guns, okay. At Tier 7, finally 5 guns with 8 torpedoes. Not bad. Got rid of the railing system. Maybe they had some charges that could be brought up from below deck. I don't know. The gun system is almost fully armored. Still not quite. AA protection goes up. The command tower has a lot of interesting mechanics. Look at that. Look at that. I think that's the first destroyer that I've seen with a radar-like device. Oh, no. That has a 2. Okay, well, it wasn't spinning in that one. It is spinning in this one, and it's definitely spinning in this one. Okay. A lot of rigging. So, anti-aliasing is going to make it look better. Going to make it look a lot better, if you can do that. It looks very destroyer. It looks very American. It has good American lines. If it wasn't with the German flag and the coloring, I would believe it is some sort of American destroyer, mid-tier, late tier. Next up, we're going to look at the Z23. The Z23 is one of the Germans that can equip the 150mm guns. And this is a Tier 8 destroyer. And interestingly, the Germans have some sort of reverse armor. If you recognize a German tank, what was it? Panther, Tiger II, those tanks sort of had a reversed slope on the back, so the gun systems would bounce down. And it worked pretty well. I don't really know what the point was, other than trying to provide a little bit more sloping and more space, because the angles would be the same. But it's an interesting quirk with the 3, 4, 5 German destroyers that I've seen so far. This one, the Z23, right? Yes, the Z23 has 1, 2, 3, 4 gun turrets. Yes, 4 gun turrets. Okay, so it drops one. Maybe the upgraded hull will allow you to equip another. I don't know. It also has 8 torpedoes. Okay. It's got a lot of boats, which are cool. I don't know what these are. Do you know what these are? I have no idea what those are supposed to be. I'm trying to like get right up to my monitor and look at it. I just don't know what those are. If you know what these things are, please let me know. These little yellow fans that seem to be right in front of some sort of, I don't know, sound spotlights? I don't know. Anyway, the Z23. Let's go all the way around the Z23. Looks pretty cool. I like the forward-facing bow. I think that's attractive. I think it gives it some character. Yeah, it looks good. It's a good-looking ship. Z23, Tier 8. Tier 9 is the Z46. And here is a dual gun. Am I mistaken? Yes, that is a single gun. Maybe, yeah, I bet you. I bet you the upgraded hull is going to give you dual guns. Or you could just get 150. That might be it, but Z46. Dual gun system, 128. You have 2, 4, and 6. And this seems to have the same design as the Japanese, where the primary armament is facing to the rear. That is sort of changes the way you play the ship versus the Soviets and the Americans. And we're going to do a 3/4. It also seems to have the same 8 torpedoes. Yes, it does. It looks pretty similar to the Z23, honestly. The guns do harken back to the Tirpitz, the Bismarck, all those ships with the sort of angled turret system, which looks pretty nice. It's very attractive. Okay. Still has the angled bow, or the angled stern, which is interesting. It's a unique quirk. Looks pretty cool. Z46. You cannot equip anything other than 128. But you do get 6 guns, which is more than the others. And finally, the Tier 10, the Z52. The Z52 looks pretty modern to me, and what is making it modern to me is this sort of smokestack design, and it looks like they didn't like rust this over. Honestly, it looks slightly different. 2 different torpedoes that you can select from. Again, don't know anything about them. And we're going to do a 3/4. And it looks like there's 1 gun turret in the rear. 2 forward facing. Interesting. So it reverses basically the entire German destroyer design at Tier 10. So then you'll play it more like a Soviet and an American. At least moving towards the enemy or moving away for your gun systems. So it's got, is it 8? Yes, it is 8. And I don't know if this impacts the way the torpedo systems work, but you have 8 torpedoes. Interesting. So the worst setup has 6, and the best has 8. That is a pretty consistent design all the way through, from Tier 2 all to Tier 10. It's got this again. I think our theories are going to hold true. I think that it's going to indeed have hydro. And I just want to confirm, am I crazy? I don't remember the gearing having anything like that. Something obviously like a radar tower or something like that. Let's go Soviet. Pobodovsk. Yeah, there isn't anything that screams radar, information gathering. This possibly, but it's nowhere near as large as the Germans. It just isn't. Yeah. Interesting. It's got a lot of thin lines. Anti-aliasing is going to be very helpful to the Germans, I can tell. So what do you think of the design once you've seen it in-game? I mean, this is real. This is physical. We know it's coming. Probably not in 0.5.15, but we know it's coming. It's close enough that they'll put it in the tech tree. And there's the Japanese. I think I'll cover the Japanese maybe tomorrow and show those off. You're not going to see a lot of differences, but I think people want to see the Germans. The Germans haven't existed in the game. Now they do. What do the models look like? Actually in motion. I hope everyone enjoyed checking out the German destroyers. I will be streaming later today, and we'll be, I don't know, maybe we'll be on the public test server. What is there to test? I'll do a preview. Just, campaign. Oh, campaign screen. Okay. Well, can I actually... Wow. 119 tasks required. Okay. And you're not allowed to see the mission until you've done it. And can I... Oh my. Final task? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, This is going to keep people busy for a long time. I'm pretty excited about this. We'll cover that in the 0.5.15 patch preview. This was just dedicated to the German destroyers, and I hope you enjoyed seeing them. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.